Hello everyone. We are so excited to present in the 13th Rutgers Online Learning Conference. Uh, the topic for today is technology integration in LMS for an effective communication. I am Babu Dasari, instructional designer at Texas Southern University, uh, and then my colleague Simon Okosan, another instructional designer, we will both be presenting at this conference on this exciting topic. The objectives of this particular topic is to demonstrate and share our results on how to communicate your message to target audience in an effective, engaging, and innovative manner with the integration of eesysoft, or it is called Impact, with the learning management system. And also the second objective is to demonstrate various types of messaging, such as pop-ups, systrays, hints, and their nuances. As we move forward, we will explain what these different types of messages are. So first of all, let's try to understand what is eesysoft and or Impact. And it is basically a communication tool, and it's just not a communication tool. It does much more than communication in the learning management system. It does give us some kind of data analytics and much more. And we'll talk about that as we move forward. And for instance, this particular eesysoft has been acquired by Instructure, and then after in July 2021, and it is named as Impact by Instructure. The Instructure has branded it as Impact. So why do we really want to use this particular tool, the eesysoft or Impact? From now on, I will be calling this as Impact. So at Texas Southern University, in the process of adoption of this particular tool, we have used several use cases, and with those use cases, what is an use case? Use case is different steps involved in the process of illustrating um, illustrating a particular theme to achieve the desired outcomes. So such use cases are like, I mean, we started with the use cases of plagiarism tools, some communication tools, and also some other kinds of tools. And then all these use cases have indicated that it is going to give us a targeted and timely communication, and it is going to drive engagement, and the data analytic tools are helpful in modifying our campaigns. And also it is going to give a supportive role to users, and also it helps the help desk in a much more easier manner. So let's try to understand some of the basics of Impact. The user groups is one we would like to talk about, and then we would like to talk about the three types of messaging, and then we would like to talk about the insights, that is how the data can be used to modify some of our messaging types. And also the most important one is how a help feature in Impact would really reduce a traffic on traffic at the help desk. So let me give you a simple way of looking at the user groups. In LMS, in Learning Management System, we have faculty, students, and staff, and several users can be created basing on different kinds of criteria. For instance, if you look at, you have a instructor role, and then a staff role, and then you can also create different kinds of user roles basing on various criteria, like say among the students, suppose if students who are scoring something like C and below, and then we can have a user group these and create a user group and target those particular users. So, and we talked about there are three kinds of messaging. One is a pop-up, systray, and then a hint. A pop-up is a one which appears in the middle like this. And once a pop-up is there and the whole screen gets freezed and we cannot really move into the LMS. So in other words, this is something which you cannot avoid. And if you want to message something which is very, very important, and then a pop-up would be a very, very good message, a good way of messaging the audience. And then once a user closes it, and then only he can access various kinds of items in the Blackboard. So coming to a systray, and if you look at this, a systray is found at one corner of of any page, a course page or a landing page. And this doesn't really freeze the different kinds of items in the Blackboard, but I mean it does it is visible at one corner of the LMS. For instance, in this we have a help. We are trying to a help icon is here, and we would like to really tell students that I mean this help icon is very useful. Help button is very useful, and then that is what it really delivers. And then coming to a hint is a one which if you hover over any of the items, and then you can set a hint on any of the items or any of the spaces. And in this case, a hint has been created on roster. What is a roster? And if a student or a faculty hovers over roster, and it elaborates on what is this particular roster and so on and so forth. This is also quite useful in giving you a more explanation of a particular thing or a particular word or so on and so forth. So then last but something we want to really discuss, which is very important, are the insights. These are the data analytics. And if you look at in this case, the user activity is being generated, and then it gives you a graph, a neat graph of how many users are active on every day, and so on and so forth. We'll talk about them taking certain examples, and then these are just slides, and we'll from now on my colleague Simon would take over and demonstrate about these different kinds of message types and other nuances of impact. I'll stop presenting, and Simon would share his screen.
Oh, hello everybody. Thank you once again for joining us for this session. Let me share my screen real quick. All right, so this is what a typical admin dashboard for impact looks like. The landing page is the campaigns. We have the campaigns, and we have the messaging tab where we can edit various messages. And just to speak quick on what campaign does. So basically, campaign is what we use to, after creating these messages, is what we use to send out these messages to target audiences and to track the statistics on these messages. Maybe if we want to track the link, the clicks on the link, and other statistics as well. And this is what a typical campaign looks like. So we can it has various information about the campaign, the basics, the audience. And if we quickly go to edit the properties here, we can describe what the campaign is about. And if we go further, we can select the target audience. We can select by individuals, where we can maybe single out users that we want to see specific message types. And we have we can add audiences by different roles, as Babu has described the user groups, different roles and groups as well. So basically, this is how we add audiences to our campaign. So, and if we quickly go down a little bit, we can see the campaign engagement. This basically tracks the views and other statistics that has to do with the campaign. And if we go further down, we will see the messages that we have put into this campaign that we are sending out. And for the sake of time, we are just basically adding all three types of campaign that we are demonstrating in this session to this particular campaign. So we have a pop-up type. If we click here, if we click on the message, it gives us the type of message, which is the pop-up, as Babu has described. And we also have a message of the hint type. And also we have a message of the C-stray type. And if we quickly go into to describe this messages type to see how we set up this message types, we quickly go to the message tabs, and we have all this message that we've created here. The first one shows us that it is of the pop-up type. As we can see here, the message type indicates pop-up, and we can also um add users also from this message area. Can add users and campaigns to associate a particular message with a campaign as well. And we can also edit the content of the message from this field here, and we can also use the rich edit mode to edit whatever to do whatever edit, and with some text management tools to set up our message. And also we have the context where we select the specific area inside our LMS where we want the users to see these messages. And for this message, we are using the courses homepage. So it basically means when the user goes into Blackboard, as soon as they click on their courses tab, where they go to see their courses or their courses, they would see this specific message there. And we also have other settings like presentation, where we adjust the height and width of the message, and other advanced settings to schedule when users will see the message, and so on and so forth. So we would just cancel out of this and look at the other message type, which is the hint type. So if we go into this message type, it basically gives us similar settings to what the pop-up that we just saw is about, but the difference here is it's showing us a hint type, the message type as hint. So we can also use context, and for this particular message type, it basically involves clicking appear the message appearing on when we hover over something, or over a link inside our LMS, or when we click on a specific link. So that's what the hint message type basically does. So for this message, for this particular hint message, since it is talking about roster, we are setting the context where users will see this message as in the roster link. So when the user hovers around the roster link, they will see this specific message here. And also, there are also other settings that we've also covered with the pop-up message. And if we go back to the third message type, we would see this is the history type, the history that appears at the bottom right hand side of our screen. And it also has similar settings as the other two messages that we've seen earlier. And also it also has context where we could also select where the users can see the message. as well. And for this particular message, we've selected the courses homepage just as we selected for the pop-up message. So we have these messages and we want to see how these messages work. We've all, as we've seen earlier, I have assigned all these three message types to our test campaign, which is how we send our messages out. So to make those message live, I'll simply go into my campaign and I'll simply start my campaign. And once it starts, then I can go into my Blackboard, um, my Blackboard courses homepage where I can see the messages, log into my Blackboard.
So at TSU, Blackboard is the LMS that we use, and it can be used for the Canvas also.
Okay, so we're logged into our Blackboard, and if we recall, we set the context where the users will see the message as the courses homepage. So if I click on the courses homepage here, and as we can see, this is where the message appears. And just as Babu has said earlier, we would have to close out of this message to move forward to move forward with whatever we came to do in this specific page. So if I close out of this message, I would see my other message type, which is the history, which is appearing at the bottom right of my screen. So I can decide to close this, or I can decide to leave it as it's not bothering me on whatever I'm doing. So for the third message type, which is the hint, if we recall, we had it on the roster link in the course. So if I simply go into my course here, and as we can see, we have the roster on the left hand side of our courses page. So if I hover here around my courses, my roster link, we would see the third message, which is of the hint type, and this is how it appears. So these are basically how we use these messages, these message types, and to send out communications within our LMS, and it's been really helpful for us. Thank you very much, and I'll send it back to my colleague Babu to continue with the session.
Okay, let me share my screen to just log into my. So here, the last one that is left is we would like to address how the insights, the data analytics would look like. Uh, Sent some messages very recently. One of such messages is Blackboard Ultra training session. Uh, so this is the message that we have done. And then if you look at the data is being generated, and the yellow line is the views. Like, I mean, there are 958 views and 444 users. I mean, a user can view that particular message multiple times. So that's why you have more views. And then if you look at the blue line, that is 38 clicks. So which means, I mean, uh, 445 users have viewed this particular message 958 times, but only 38 of them have clicked the link that is provided within that particular message. This gives us some information, and then we can revisit the campaign and do a lot of things basing on the data that is available. Let me quickly show you some other insights in impact. For instance, if I click on impact and then go to tool adoption, there are various tools in Blackboard or any LMS. Some of the assessment tools, if you look at it. Uh, so once I click on that, the data will be generated. There are various types of assessment tools like tests, portfolio, survey, assignments, rubric, and so on and so forth. So among all, you see every week, you see faculty giving some assignment or the other, and the percentage of assignments among all the courses is being generated here. And among all the assignments, if you look at the faculty that are using rubric are around 2 to less than 2 or 3%. So which is a very, very important indication to the university that, like, I mean, we should really campaign more about the rubrics, the importance of rubrics and so on and so forth. So just to give you a flavor of that, we just use these, and then finally, let me take you to the other part, which I would like to bring to your attention, is the help. This one, and once you click on this, and if I want to know, suppose a student comes and then he doesn't know anything about a rubric, so he would like to click on rubric. And once he clicks on a rubric, and there are a whole lot of articles that are generated pertaining to rubric. So he can click on something, grade using rubric, and then he can watch that, or that's how this particular help button is useful. This really reduces traffic to the help desk. So with that, we complete our presentation. And if you have any questions, feel free to just email us or call us. And I am Babu Dasari. My colleague is Simon Okosan. And thank you for watching this. And have a wonderful day.